Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Gigi. Today we will talk about the kingdom transfers. But first of all, please like and subscribe. We have already 856 subscribers. Thanks to them all. The reason we are doing this is to help every player on Kingshot. So the kingdom transfer is an event available in Kingshot. The kingdom transfer allows players to transfer out of their current kingdom into another. So the first transfer on kingshot happened on September 14th and it becomes available around 30 to 45 days. So actually guys, that means the next transfer will be available around begin June. So it's not the first and last time you will be seeing this event. So the first important thing is in which kingdom server are you playing? So the kingdom transfer event happens in batches between kingdoms. The transfers are divided into ranges. You will see that in my screen. So for example, the first transfer group has a range of 1 to 175. The second group is 176 to 417. So that means if you are on a server like 80 or 90, that means you are in group 1 at the moment. So you will have the option to transfer to 1 to 175. So that's actually between them. You cannot go from server 80 to server 200 or 400, 600. It's just between the two numbers. So actually, that's the range of the players. We are playing on server 1185. So that means we are in group 6. In group 6, that means you will see that later in my video. We can transfer between 1160 and 1221, guys. So that's also a very important thing you need to know, and it's actually very normal. You cannot go from a new server to an old server where they are already playing on a TG8 and maybe you are still a TG1. That's not fair for you. So there is also the kingdom types. So let me show you that. The leading kingdom or the stronger kingdoms with the transfer group. They can be found with the leading tag, just like here. That's one, that's two, and we have a little bit more, just like four in the group six. The leading kingdom tag is dependent on the combined transfer score of the top 100 players within the said kingdom. So the leading kingdom, unlike the ordinary kingdoms, will have a transfer cap of 30 with a 20 ordinary transfer invite caps and no special transfer passes. So that's very important, guys. The strongest leading kingdoms, they cannot send any special transfer pass for any player. So that's very important because on the ordinary kingdoms or the remaining kingdoms within the transfer group, so actually the most of them, the ordinary kingdoms are giving a total of 55 transfer caps with a 3 special invite bonus, so total 58. Unlike the leading kingdoms, ordinary kingdoms are giving special invites which can be given to players who do not meet the requirements for transferring into the kingdom. So the requirements, I will tell you more about that soon. But you can see here the power gap is 150 million. So if you are a whale, you have 200 million power. You don't need to kill your troops or do something else. Just by getting a transfer invite, a special transfer invite, just like this, you can transfer for free without any transfer requirement. So guys, that's also a very important thing you need to know about this. So about the requirements, I get a lot of questions on that on YouTube and on TikTok. But within each transfer, there is going to a transfer requirement that players have to fulfill to be able to transfer. In order to transfer, these requirements must be met. So, guys, it's very important. If you don't met one of these seven requirements, you will not be able to transfer. And outside this seven, you will also need the transfer pass more soon, guys. So the first important thing is, of course, you don't need to be into an alliance, but please wait till the transfer opens, or just like a few minutes before the transfer opens, you leave your alliance. Don't leave your alliance for 5 days before. That's not a good sign for you guys. The power. So the power is set by the king from the castle. He can actually try and set it up just like here. The maximum here is 150 million, and I doubt 30 million is also an important one. If we click on this, you will see I cannot transfer to this kingdom. I have a much more power cap, so I will need to get below 30 million, or I need to get a transfer invite, or the king needs to change this to 150 million. So basically, a lot of players in my group, they have, or they are between 80 and 150 million, so they can transfer very easy. If you are just started, it will be also very easy, but for the whales, for us, it's a little bit difficult to transfer, and I will show you that also, guys. Just you can see in my neighbor kingdom the power, like they have already 500 million, 400 million. They cannot transfer very easy, so they will need a transfer pass, or they need to kill or burn some cities before they are leaving, so they can get into 150 million power cap. So let's go back, guys, to the kingdom. Um, Let me open one. So at the moment, the town center needs to be level 25, but this can be different also. So if you are playing on server 10 or 50, it will be TC. The town center will be 30. If you're playing on group 7, it will be maybe 22. So it depends on the age of your server. So no town battles underway or a squad on deployment, so also no gatorings. You cannot be a king, a transfer manager, or a tyrant. So that's also very important before you get into this kingdom transfer. There will be a castle battle. So if you are planning, don't be the king or be a transfer manager. Fewer than four characters in designed kingdoms. That's also a very normal one. Over 25 days since the last transfer, so that's actually also a normal logic one. And of course, you need some, let me check, transfer passes. I will tell you more about that soon. But the guys, like you can see, the transfer pass, it was already shown on Friday, but the VIP 12, they know it already from last week. So actually, how this works, let me check the phases. So the kingdom transfer event has three specific phases for a duration of the event. So there is actually the pre-transfer. So the kingdom transfer manager in the pre-transfer phase has the power to set up a transfer power cap for governors interested in transfer into their kingdom. So that's like 150 million power. The king of each state automatically becomes the transfer manager and starts off each event. But if the kingdom does not currently have a king, then the transfer manager role will go to whichever governor was most recently the king. So if you lost one, it's the previous one, or you forget to sign any king. So that's actually 3 days. It started today, it's today Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So what you can see, guys, here, so also a very important one. Um, you will see, you will have in your screen a new chat. So this is the transfer for the English players. And how is that? This is because it's set up on a language English. So you will see every chat from group 6 here, and you can get or find some new players or a new kingdom. If you're playing on English but you want to change to let me say to Spanish or to Korean or another language, you just need to go to your settings and you just choose another language. So let me try Turkish. So confirm and restart. So you will see we will have a Turkish chat for the transfers now. So basically, don't forget that, guys. A lot of players just like this. So here are only the Turkish players talking, and you can change that to any language you want here on the settings. So we will go back to English. So at the pre-transfer phase, just try to look what you want to do. So the first question is, do you want to stay in your kingdom? The second question is, do you want new players? And the third question is, what you gonna do self? So are you happy in your kingdom, or you just need to find some new motivation? You want to play more chaotic or something else? You can choose that. So the second phase of this transfer event is of course the invitation phase. So this phase open up transfer to all governors to transfer to any kingdom, I'm sorry, to invite governors of other kingdoms to undertake early transfer to their kingdom through ordinary and special invites. The transfer manager may issue ordinary invites to any governor meeting the kingdom transfer power cap. Governors who can transfer into a kingdom through ordinary invite must satisfy the kingdom's transfer power cap. So the transfer manager may only issue special invites, so it's also a very important one. And each kingdom and its transfer manager begin with 3 special invites, one of which will be returned on the first of every month up to 3. So a very important one for the wills. And of course, the last phase, the transfer opens. So this phase opens up the transfer up to the governors to transfer to any kingdom they choose as long as they meet the designed transfer power cap. So, as with phase 2, governors in phase 3 to exceed the transfer power cap can ask for any ex- exemption through a special invite to the transfer manager. Special invites are not available to leading kingdoms, so I told that it's very important to promoting balanced gameplay, nor can governors over the transfer power cap issue special transfer requests for leading kingdoms. So that's a very important one. So actually, the open transfer pass, this is the player's final chance to transfer out of their kingdom. The leading kingdoms has 10 and the ordinary kingdoms have 20 remaining slots available during this phase. But also please check what you're gonna do. So what it will do, so actually when you are transferring, you will see it will open in 4 days, 11 hours. If you want to transfer, be there, guys. So I know it's at midnight UTC, but in my country, it's like 2 a.m. And if I don't, if I want to transfer, but I'm sleeping at 2 a.m., in the morning I will not be able to transfer to the kingdom I want because a lot of players will transfer in a few seconds after the reset. So guys, be sure if you want to transfer, Be here online when the transfer opens. It will be gone in a few seconds. A lot of players, this is the first transfer event in my server. A lot of players will go to another kingdom. So be here. Just put your phone on, or just make sure you don't sleep at the reset. It's difficult, guys. So we know in Europe it's mostly 1 to 2 a.m., but like in the Mid East, it's even later. So we will see what will happen. And of course, the last thing, the transfer packs will be available around the time for players who do not stock up enough of transfer pass. So the first thing you need to do, buy every week. Let me check the aliens. Buy it every week from the shop. It's only 150,000 uh, coins, but it's actually worth of 5 USD. So I bought it every week and we already got, let me check back, I have already 14 transfer passes. So that means I am already buying them for 14 weeks and I need just 8 transfer packs. So when you click on this actually the amount depends on how strong you are. So this show also, this transfer cost me 8. The higher the kingdom's rating relative to your score, the more transfer passes required. Your transfer score is determined by your overall battle stage. That is the sum of a governor's current town center level governor gear and charms hero power, the hero gear power, and the bat power. So if you don't have a lot of um, transfer passes, don't panic, guys. You can spend some money, but it will be expensive. So actually, when we go to the shop and you will see them here, you can buy one for 5, €6 or 4.99. You can buy two for 10, three for 20, four for 50, and after that you can buy 5 passes for 100 USD, guys. So that's very expensive. Just try to get them with the coins from the alley, or just buy every week one transfer pass just for 5, because later on, if you want to leave and you don't have enough of transfer passes, you will pay 20 USD for one transfer pass, and that 100 USD pack will be available 15 times. So you can spend 1,500 USD just for 60 transfer passes. So the bigger, the higher your score, the more transfer passes you need. But guys, again, please get the link in the description, get 20% off. Use the gift code you see on my channel for loot bar, so you can get 20% off on a 100 USD pack. So actually in Europe that's not 100 USD, but the highest pack will cost 120 euro. With that discount from Lootbar, you can buy that for 70 euro. So that's a discount of 50 euro. So please go and grab the discount code. So actually, guys, I think I told everything about it. If you have any question about the kingdom transfer, please feel free to write a comment. I will try to get back to you very fast, and I wish you good luck. The second important thing, if you are happy in your kingdom, don't go to another kingdom. You know your kingdom, don't go to another kingdom, because some people will leave. Let them leave and just play the way you want, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. It was a long video, but it was very fun with you. And see you on the next kingdom video or the short video. Ciao.